There are days when life just feels heavy. Yung tipong kahit anong gawin mo, parang may bigat na hindi mo maalis. We overthink, we stress, we try to control everything. Pero lalo lang tayong napapagod. And maybe, that's exactly why this book matters. The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday isn't just a book you read. It's something you carry with you every single day. Isang pahina, isang aral, at isang tahimik na paalala na hindi lahat ng bagay ay kaya nating kontrolin. Pero kung paano tayo tutugon, doon nasusukat ang ating lakas. So if life has been feeling a little too much lately, maybe this is the sign you've been waiting for. Welcome back mga ka-bookworms! I found my love for reading during the pandemic, a time when everything felt uncertain. What started as an escape became something that changed me. And maybe it can change you too. If you believe that book review podcasts deserve more space online, help this one grow by putting your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, I'm Tessa Saavedra and you're watching Ang Sarap Pala Magbasa. Isang pahina, isang kwento, isang aral. Bago tayo mag-synopsis, gusto ko muna mag-share ng konting background about the author para mas maintindihan natin kung saan nanggagaling ang sinasabi sa libro. Si Ryan Holiday ay hindi lang writer. He's someone who's been in the middle of pressure, chaos, and success at a very young age. Pumasok siya sa mundo ng marketing, fast-paced, high-stress, the kind of life na madaling ma-burn out. Pero along the way, napansin niya, parang kahit anong habol mo sa success, kung wala kang kontrol sa sarili mo, mauubos ka rin. And that's where Stoicism came in. Na-realize niya na hindi mo kailangan kontrolin ang lahat. Kailangan mo lang matutunan kung paano kontrolin ang sarili mo. Kaya niya isinulat ang The Daily Stoic, not just as a book you read, but something you live by every single day. So for the synopsis, The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday is not your typical self-help book. Hindi siya yung babasahin mo lang once a day tapos okay na. Instead, it's designed as a daily guide. 365 short entries, one for each day of the year. Each one rooted in the wisdom of ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Every page gives you something simple but powerful. A reminder to slow down, to reflect, to respond better. Because at the end of the day, hindi naman talaga kailangan problemahin yung mga nangyayari sa atin. It's how we think about it and how we choose to respond. This book teaches you how to stay calm in chaos, how to let go of what you can't, and how to build a mindset that's steady, kahit na magulo ang mundo sa paligid mo. So the first key point is control what you can. Hindi mo kontrolado ang lahat, pero kontrolado mo kung paano ka magre-react. Example, na-traffic ka and you're already late. You can't control the traffic, pero you can choose not to spiral, not to panic, not to ruin your whole day because of it. So instead na magpanic ka dahil malilate ka na sa trabaho, make use of the time you have into something productive. Check your emails, browse online news to stay updated, and in my case, you can read a book. So you're not wasting your time and energy panicking. You're actually making use of the time you have into something more productive. Number 2, discipline your emotion. Feel your emotions but don't let them control your decisions. An example, may nag-message sa'yo na medyo off yung tone. Instead of replying agad habang galit ka, you pause, breathe, and respond calmly later. That one pause can save relationships. So minsan, di ba may nagme-message sa atin ng mga kaibigan natin na nakita kasi niya yung picture mo sa social media na medyo tumaba ka. So instead na ma-offend ka at magalit ka sa kanya, doon sa sinabi niya, baka naman pwedeng huminga ka muna ng malalim and to pause kasi baka naman hindi siya nalalait sa'yo. Baka naman yung comment niya is parang concerned lang naman pala siya talaga sa'yo. Di ba? So that Simple pause can actually save your relationship. Number 3, perspective is power. Minsan hindi problema yung sitwasyon. Yung interpretasyon natin ang problema. An example, lalong-lalo na dun sa mga fresh grads dyan, you didn't get the job you wanted. Pwede mong isipin, I'm not good enough. Or you can reframe it into, maybe this is redirection to something better. We have to remember na yung mga tinitingala natin ng mga successful individuals, yung mga idols natin ng mga businessman or even mga artists or even athletes, lahat sila dumaan sa rejection. Lahat sila dumaan sa pagkatalo. So instead of thinking that you're not good enough, baka naman pwede mong tignan kung saang areas ka pwedeng mag-improve para finally makuha mo na yung tagumpay o yung trabaho na inaasam-asam mo. Number 4, focus on the present. Huwag masyadong ma-stuck sa past or anxious sa future. An example, you keep replaying a mistake you made years ago. Pero in reality, wala ka na talagang magagawa doon. You can't undo what has already happened in the past. But what you can do is show up better today. Mistakes are actually a way for us to learn and be better. Hindi naman lahat ng mga experts sa fields nila ay hindi nagkamali. So lahat sila dumaan din sa mga pagkakamali, sa mga mistakes that eventually made them better. Kasi kapag nagkakamali tayo, doon tayo natututo. Number 5, growth through struggle. Obstacles are not there to stop you. They're there to shape you. An example, you're going through a tough season. Maybe burnout, heartbreak, or failure. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You start asking, what is this teaching me? So instead na magmukmuk ka dun sa nangyari, baka naman pwedeng isipin mo na lang o i-reframe mo na lang yung thoughts mo into thinking, ano bang tinuturo nito sa akin? How can I be better from this? So in a way, para tayong precious diamond na dumadaan sa napakahirap na proseso. And yet, ang ending yan, we all sparkle. So what this book is really teaching us is hindi niya inaayos ang mundo sa paligid mo. Inaayos niya kung paano ka tumayo sa gitna ng gulo. And up next, word of the day. So of course, ang napili kong word of the day ay stoic. It is a person who can endure pain or hardship without showing their feelings or complaining. Sa tingin ko, ito yung talaga namang word na bagay for this episode kasi I'm sure na hindi lahat sa inyo ay na-encounter na itong salitang ito, and it basically means having gone through so many struggles and yet surviving each struggle and learning from it and being strong. So for that, my favorite quote is, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. In just one line, it reminds you of something we often forget, na hindi talaga natin hawak ang mundo. At hindi mo kontrolado kung anong mangyayari, kung anong challenges ang darating. Pero may control ka sa magiging takbo ng isip mo. At kapag na-realize mo yon, parang biglang gumagaan ang lahat. Hindi dahil na wala ang problema, pero dahil alam mo na kung saan ka may kapangyarihan. So up next, what I really liked about the Daily Stoic is that it taught me how to properly use my energy. Kasi minsan, hindi naman talaga yung problema yung nakakapagod, kundi tayo mismo. We spend so much time overthinking, thinking about things we can't control, yung mga what ifs, bakit ganito, dapat ganito. And because of that, napupunta yung energy natin sa wala, nasasayang lang. Kadalasan din, nadadala tayo ng emosyon. Kaya andali nating ma-stress kahit simpleng bagay na papalaki natin. But this book reminds you to pause, to step back, to ask yourself, kailangan ko ba talagang ubusin ang energy ko dito? Because not everything deserves your reaction. Not everything deserves your stress. And up next, what I didn't like about the book, honestly wala akong maisip and napakabihira nun. Kasi most of the time, kahit gaano pa kaganda yung libro, may mapupuna at mapupuna ka talaga. But with the Daily Stoic, parang wala. It's one of those rare books na hindi mo hinahanap yung mali. Kasi bawat page, may napupulot ka. Simple lang siya, pero tumatama. Hindi complicated, pero may lalim. And instead na maghanap ka ng kulang, mapapaisip ka na lang, paano ko to maa-apply sa buhay ko? And for the conclusion, at the end of the day, the Daily Stoic is not just a book you read. It's a book you live with. Hindi siya yung tatapusin mo lang tapos ilalagay mo na sa shelf. Kundi babalik-balikan mo siya, lalo na sa mga araw na mabigat ang lahat. It reminds you to slow down, to think clearly, and to focus on what really matters. And for me, this is easily a 5 out of 5 stars. Simple, powerful, and life-changing. And for the price, its paperback version is around 475 pesos, and honestly, worth it siya. Hindi lang dahil sa laman ng libro, kundi dahil sa epekto niya sa kung paano mo haharapin ang buhay sa araw-araw. So for the final thoughts, ang sarap pala magbasa dahil tinuturuan ka nitong kontrolin ang sarili mo. Kasi hindi mo naman kontrolado ang mundo. Ang sarap pala magbasa dahil sa bawat libro, natututo tayong iwasan ang mga negatibong kaisipan na humahadlang sa atin. At ang sarap pala magbasa dahil natutuklasan natin ang iba't ibang uri ng mga aklat na nagbibigay inspirasyon. Mga kwentong unti-unting humuhubog sa kung paano tayo mag-isip at kung paano natin hinaharap ang mga hamon ng buhay. And that's a wrap for today's deep dive. Remember, every book is a little guide for the mind, teaching us to see clearly, act wisely, and not let negative thoughts run the show. Kung nagustuhan mo ang ating kwentuhan at gusto mo pa ng ganitong mga mind shifts, samahan niyo ako sa podcast ko. We unpack books, ideas, and those aha moments na nakakatulong sa paggaan ng pakiramdam na nagbabasa. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's grow this space for readers who want more than just stories. Once again, I'm Tessa Saavedra. Samahan niyo ako ulit sa susunod dito lang sa Isang Pahina, Isang Kwento, Isang Aral. Ang sarap pala magbasa.